Hey, what's up? Surfin' Chef coming at you again. It's another hot day in Florida today, and we're actually going to do something that works well on a hot day. This is gazpacho. Gazpacho is a Spanish soup. It's a cold soup. It's served cold, and it's with cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers, onions, garlic. I don't have my garlic here yet, and tomato juice and bread of all things. Yeah, we're going to soak some bread and some water. This is one time when I'm going to allow water to come to the party, but he's not like invited in the house. He's just like, you can stay like in the backyard, you know, and watch the grill or something. Anyway, the bread's going to go in the water and soak that up. We can just put that in there right now. And then a little olive oil, salt and pepper, going to finish it off. And I'm going to show you how to do a tomato concasse. French term, another French technique. And it's basically how you peel a tomato. Because if you try to peel this tomato, I don't care how sharp your knife is or whatever, it's not going to work. Okay, there's a trick to this, there's a technique, and it's something that we had to do in school all the time, and we all hated it, and it's something you have to do when you're starting off in the kitchen. Like, that's usually one of the first jobs above like washing the dishes. Like, they might let you do the tomatoes concasse. So these are just going to go in boiling water for like 30 seconds. We're going to cut a little crosshair on the bottom of them there. They're going to go in the water for about 30 seconds. I got my water boiling right here. And then they're going to come out and go immediately into an ice bath, because you don't want to cook them. You want them to stop cooking. You just want to get the skin off, and that's what we're going to do there. So anyway, gazpacho today. It's a nice hot day, perfect day for gazpacho. I got my bread soaking up here in the water. And I actually went a little off tradition because that's just how I roll, man. I like to add my own spin. Well, I got some Cento crushed tomatoes too, because these are just killer. And these are local tomatoes, Florida, Romas, but I'm not sure how good they're going to be. So just in case they don't have the flavor that I'm looking for, I know that these do. These things rock, man. If you're ever trying to make some sauce or whatever, these things are awesome. And then I got some good old V8 original here, vegetable juice just to top it off. Calls for tomato juice. And then we roasted the vegetables today. And what I did here, what I'm going to do here, when you roast bell peppers, this is the same way. You roast them, and you need to get this skin off, because the skin is like tomato skin. You don't want it in your soup or your dish. So what you need to do while they're still hot, and those are, put them in a bowl and cover them with plastic wrap here, and let these guys sweat, 15, 20 minutes, whatever it takes. Just let them sit in here and sweat, and then the skin just peels right off. It's much easier. And then you're going to be left with this nice fleshy roasted pepper flavor. That's going to go in our soup. I got a couple of cucumbers. This is how that whole recipe started. Remember, I was inspired by the cucumbers to make pickles. I still got a couple left. Like, what do I do with the pickles? And then someone suggested Gazpacho. My friend Wendy, who I've known since like elementary school. She lives in Alaska. She said, dude, make some gazpacho. And I thought, you know what, that's a damn good idea, because it's hot in Florida. It's like 85 and the humidity is right about the same. So nice cool soup, and it's healthy too. Getting back to some healthy food. I've been cooking a lot of stuff that's not healthy and eating some stuff that's not healthy, and I'm trying to get back on track here, because I really do try to eat good. And I believe in what you put into your body. It's very important. But my classical training, my culinary school training, I was trained with all the French techniques. Butter, heavy cream, everything's just, that's good stuff, man, but it's not good to eat all the time. So every now and then, I'm going to cook some of that stuff, and I'm going to cook some healthy stuff, and we're going to mix it up, and maybe you can transition to more healthy eating too. So let me get some of this stuff prepped here, and we'll come back and we'll put together this gazpacho. All right, bro. See you in a few. Gazpacho time. All right, so we got roasted onion right there, a couple cups of that. And this is where I'm going off tradition here. I'm going to put some roasted corn in there, whatever. Then we got the Cento crushed tomatoes here. Cucumbers, cut them up. You got to take the seeds out and peel them to where there's no green peel left. Take all the seeds out. You don't want those. Roasted red and green peppers. These have been, I peeled the skin off of those after they sweated for about 20 minutes. And now I got my tomatoes. You can see I made a little cut in the bottom. And we got some water boiling over here. So we're going to go in. The water only takes about 30 seconds. And then we're going to pull them out. I got an ice bath waiting. So let's go in the boiling water with these. This is a full rolling boil water, nothing, no salt, nothing crazy. And it only takes about 30 seconds, and then we'll start pulling them out. So gazpacho is, of course, a Spanish soup made from all these ingredients here. And the word gazpacho has an Arabic history from when Europe was under the Islamic influence. It's an Arabic word meaning soaked bread, which is, hey, it's one of the ingredients. Imagine that. So that's your little history lesson on gazpacho. I like the Spanish version. It's delicious. It's good on a hot day. This is something that you need to chill for a couple hours before you eat it. It's a chilled soup, so obviously, you know, this stuff's all going to be warm. It's freaking hot in Florida. So we're going to go in, chill this out before we eat it. All right, so this is ready. I think it's about 30 seconds. What do you guys think? 30 seconds? Probably more, huh? Because I've been just sitting here blabbing the whole time. Anyway. They don't look like they're pulling away yet. Maybe we're going to go another 30. But I hate peeling tomatoes. It's a big pain in the ass. So I want to make sure they're really... All right, now it's starting to separate a little bit. All right. In the ice bath you go. Stop the cooking. Oh yeah, it's coming apart now. In you go. Might have filled it up a little too full, but whatever. Oh yeah, they're peeling off big time. This might overflow. So what? Who cares? Oh yeah, that's good stuff right there. In the ice bath, this goes off. Yep, overflowing. Alright, so we're going to get these peeled, and then we're going to get this all blended up, and we'll have some gazpacho really soon. So we'll see you in just a few minutes. Alright, so this is a fucking mess. Alright, so tomatoes concassé. So look at this. See how easy that just peels right off? That is never going to happen unless you do this technique right here. And this is just, like I said, this job just sucks, dude. And if you're doing it in a restaurant, man, it's just a small bowl like that. No, you're doing a ton, dude, because they use these so much. They're used in almost everything. And get the seeds out too. Seeds out, cut the little stem off. Because you want a nice creamy soup. Not creamy, but you want smooth consistency. That's what I'm looking for there. So I got a bunch of these to do here. So I'm going to continue peeling my tomatoes here. And then we're going to come back and we're going to start blending this up. I'm probably going to have to blend it in batches because I don't have a big blender. And that's why I got this big bowl here. I'm going to have to work it in batches. And then we'll get it in the fridge, get it chilling, and then we're going to get it out in a bowl and get it eaten. All right, so see you in a few. Tomatoes galore to peel here. All right, gazpacho time. It's time to get this puppy blended up here. So I'm gonna have to work in batches. So I'm gonna go everything into this bowl and then a little bit at a time into the blender. I don't think all this is gonna fit in the blender. I just have a feeling it's not going to, and I don't want to get to a point where I overflow it. So, and then as it comes out, it'll go into here. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this bread. And what you do is just take your bread, and it's so nasty, dude, to think of like this bread, but really this is part of the texture of the soup, and it's just a classic part of the gazpacho, man. And I've seen some recipes online where they don't put the bread, they just use the bread like as croutons on top or whatever, but I like to make things the traditional way most of the time. I just add my little spin on it or whatever. So there's the bread. Still got some texture to it even though it's soaked, and that's good bread. In with the onions. Gonna mix everything up a little bit here. Corn going in. Got my tomatoes all peeled and seeded and everything. The cucumbers are there. They're all peeled, seeded. And this is more peppers, tomatoes, roasted peppers. Those smell delicious right there. And that's going to go away. So we're going to go in here. I got some lemon. I'm going to do some fresh lemon juice. So we're just going to go in a little bit at a time here without making too much of a huge mess. And we'll probably have to add a little bit of the, whoops, got a tomato down over there. We're going to have to add a little bit of liquid to this. Oh yeah, this is gonna be killer, man. This is just all fresh and natural, delicious soup. Yeah, see, this wouldn't have all fit in there. No way. No way, Jose. Get some of that bread in there too. Yeah, I'm just gonna work this around a little bit. There's some bread in there. I'm gonna call that good for now. I'm gonna hit a little bit of this San Marzano. There, just to give it that extra little over the top, and a little bit of V8. Hit it with that. A little bit of olive oil. Can't do this with olive oil. A couple tablespoons there. And this calls for a balsamic, or even the traditional one calls for a red wine vinegar. I got this peach cider vinegar. It smells wonderful. I got this at a local, it's made locally here in Florida, local farmer's market. I'm gonna hit a couple tablespoons of that, and there I think that'll give it a nice fruity flavor that goes well with what we're doing here. All right, let's do this. Here we go. I'm gonna blend this up. Gazpacho. This is what I need to cleanse after all that shrimp and grits. Look at that. There's a few seeds floating around in there. If you want it perfect, you can strain it. For me, it doesn't bother me, man. As long as something tastes good. I'm more about the taste. That's a beautiful color, though, I can tell you that right now. Oh my gosh. It smells good. And we're going to season this after. This is going to take a lot of salt, pepper, some cumin. And this is one of those things, like I said, you got to let this soup rest for a couple hours. It's not something you're going to eat right this second, because you got to let it chill out first. It's a chilled soup. And second, you want all these flavors to come together. I'm just missing out on some chunks there, aren't I? So all the seasoning, and all these vegetables, and all this stuff's going to come together. The flavors, man, I'm missing all kinds of stuff. It's okay. I'm a messy chef. There we go. All that stuff. Everything in moderation, right? I'm eating a lot better than I used to, I'll tell you that. Okay, here goes batch number 2. Let's do this. This looks really killer. I wish I could just taste it right now. I don't have a spoon. That's about the right consistency too, nice and thick. And you see all those charred bits in there from the roasting. That's good stuff, man. That's flavor right there. I think that's about good. Gazpacho. I love that word. All right, we got the last little bit of gazpacho going in the bowl here. That is killer, man. We're going to give this a mix. I'm going to put some lemon juice in there. Juice of 1 lemon. You can put the zest too if you want, but really, this is going to be killer, man. You don't really need it. Juice of 1 lemon. Nice fresh squeezed lemon juice. Seeds in my hand. Thanks for coming to the party. All right. All right, so I got a little bit of cumin here. This is probably about a teaspoon. That's about exactly what I need for this. You don't want to do too much, but yeah, you definitely want to hit it. A little cumin. You could even go in with a little paprika if you want. It's not going to hurt anything. I'm going to go in with a little bit of salt here. Okay, there we go. It's sticky in Florida, man. All your stuff, your condiments and everything, seasonings, they want to stick. Put a little bit of salt. Of course, fresh, cracked, black. That's good stuff right there. Tomatoes and pepper, salt, just goes together. And you may have to adjust the seasonings a few times on this, because there's a lot of tomatoes, a lot of vegetables, so they're going to need some salt. And you know, just make it how you like it. This is delicious. This looks good. This smells so good. I can't wait to give this a little try. I brought a little spoon out here. I'm going to give it a little taste. Even though it's not chilled yet, and the flavors haven't had time to have their little party yet, but I'm going to give this a taste and see where we're at here. Oh my gosh, that's delicious. That's so refreshing. It just tastes like it's like a garden party in your mouth, man. That's so good. Definitely needs more salt. And even some more pepper too. What the heck? Get a little hit of cumin though, that's good. A little pepper. And some more sea salt here. So what we're going to garnish this with is a little bit of basil. A little chiffonade of basil. We talked about the chiffonade in another episode. I think it was the pizza one. We did a chiffonade of basil. And that's what you do. And you could also, if you weren't concerned about the health, you could take some whipping cream, whip that up with a little bit of salt and pepper, and serve that on top of this, like a savory whipped cream. That'd be really good, but I'm just trying to avoid that. I've had enough heavy cream in the past couple weeks, so I'm just going straight healthy here. No double dipping. All right, that's about right where I want it. That is delicious. All right, so that's our gazpacho. This thing's ready to go in the fridge, chill out for about 2 hours, and then we'll put it in a nice bowl with a little basil chiffonade, and it's going to look beautiful, and I already know it tastes good. So I hope you guys try this at home, and I'll be back for the finishing touch on some gazpacho. See you in a few. All right, so that's it for the gazpacho. I just went with, instead of the chiffonade, I just found these nice 2 little leaves there, and just put them in the middle. I just drizzled a little bit of olive oil for garnish, and it's nice and chilled. So, that's the best thing on a hot Florida day. Some nice gazpacho. You know what else I was thinking? This will be killer for all you Sunday morning coming down feeling the blues, man. This right here would make a killer Bloody Mary. Hit it with a little Worcestershire sauce, some Tabasco, glass with some vodka, some ice, celery stick, green olives. Man, you'd have probably the best Bloody Mary you've ever tried. But I don't partake anymore. I'll just stick with gazpacho. But let me know how it turns out. So yeah, thanks for tuning in for the gazpacho episode. Give it a try, man, on a hot day. Make some gazpacho. It's healthy. And make some Bloody Marys too if you want. Let me know how they turn out. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook at Surfin Realtor. If you know anybody looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, give me a call, man. Shoot me a message. I can help them out. And if you want any tips on cooking or any of the recipes, got questions, just shoot me a message. I'm glad to help you out. See you guys on the next one. See you in the water. Get some waves. It's flat in Florida. So bummed. Don't be a kook out there.